Have you ever in your life had a dream that in the dream you were being flying in a private jet, sitting in a private jet, and they are serving you all manner of delicacies eating, and you are landing Washington, and the president of America came to welcome you, and you and him were stalking and walking to White House? Have you had that kind of dream before? No. Okay, have you ever had a dream, and in your dream you had a dream you and the president of Kenya were flying in the same plane and eating, or in the conference, and you are laughing together? Have you had that dream before? Have you ever had a dream, and in that dream you saw yourself coming out? You have a very big mansion, you have a lot of money, you have properties, you have cars, you have houses everywhere in your dream. Are you sure? Don't be saying yes. I'm talking in your dream. Now look at your dream. Anytime you dream, you find yourself in the village. Don't laugh, I'm talking to somebody here. In your dream, you find yourself, you are in your father's village. Either you are trying to prepare, you are gathering firewood in a village, you are sleeping in Nakuru, but a spirit that you are covenanted with transport your spirit from Nakuru to your father's village and start to communicating to you the life of the village. So you can be in Nakuru, and yet you are having a dream appearing in a village. And in a village, you now see your dressing there is different from the clothes you have in the city. You are dressing like all of them in that village. You are laughing with them, playing with them. And the question is, which spirit is taking you to the village? You have not dreamed to be a millionaire. Your dream, inside the dream, either you see yourself, you are now in the village farming, or you dream, you now saw yourself within the village with your old classmate. You are now running, he's pursuing you. Or you now dream you are saw yourself in the forest, and you see animal pursuing you, you see snake pursuing you, you see things pursuing you, are running, you run, you became tired, then you wake up. You have not dreamed. When Joseph dreamed, he dreamed that he was a king. You, what is your dream? It's a sign that there is a covenant that gives that spirit access to your life. So in dream is not just a normal thing. Dream is a reality. Man of God, when you go to big hotels and you go to places where they want to secure a place, they have what we call CCTV camera. So when anything happens in the daytime, in the night, when they come in the morning, they open it to know the event that happened at night, and where security could not, physical eyes cannot see. Is that correct? The same way, dreams are like CCTV cameras. Dreams are not just dreams. Dreams are communication by the spirit you are dedicated to, the spirit you are covenanted with. Give access to your life and communicate to you in a dream. Are you with me here? And it goes to a turning point in the dream. When you dream, in the dream, you are seeing dead people. You have not dreamed seeing rich people. Your dream, you see dead people. My grandfather who died appeared to me in the dream. He was telling me I should not marry you. Your grandfather that died came in the dream telling you don't marry this person. Why? My grandfather used to appear to me in the dream. The question I want to ask you, what is the covenant link that gives them access to your dream world? What gives them access? If you are covenanted with God, then the Spirit of God comes and invades your dream and tells you, oh Jesus, you start seeing yourself succeeding. Long time ago, when I got saved and I handled this issue of the covenant, one of the things I began to notice that in my dream I will see myself preaching to millions of people. That you should tell me now, I am now in the covenant with a God who is telling me my assignment. Are you with me now? In your dream, inside your dream, you see you have a husband with children. Some of you, your own is very so bad. Physically, you don't have a husband. Physically, you don't have a boyfriend. Physically, you don't have a suitor. Spiritually, you don't even have a spiritual husband. You didn't hear me? If you don't have physical husband and you don't have spiritual husband, that means even the spirit don't want to marry you. Are you with me here? At least if you have spiritual husband, we can cut the covenant. No, none that is a spirit husband. Now you say, as for me, I don't have spiritual husband. Physical uncle? No. No physical, no spiritual. Where do we start from? So dreams are reality. Are things that are being communicated to your spirit. So now, look at this man Samuel. The God began to talk to him. Verse 11. Let me run up this quickly. Jesus, help me here. Then the Lord said unto Samuel, behold, I will do something in Israel, at which ear, both ear of everyone who hear it will what? Look at the small boy. Look at God talking to that small boy. Of things I said, I am about to do something in Israel, that any ear that will hear it, the ear will tinkle. Satan pick it. When covenant are established, some things that happen in your family, when people hear it, they say, now wow, they can, their ear tinkle. Why? Because the spirit behind the covenant is causing damages. Today it will break. That amen is not good enough. I said today it will break. Today it will break. Now look at 1 Samuel chapter 7 verse 5. 1 Samuel chapter 7 verse 5. Quickly, verse 5. And Samuel said, gather all Israel to Mizpah, and I will pray to who? For who? For you. Next verse. So they gathered together at Mizpah, drew water, and poured it out before the Lord. And they fasted that day and said, there, we have sinned against the Lord. And Samuel judged the children of Israel at Mizpah. He has become a judge because he's covenanted to judge them. Oh Jesus. Next verse. Now when the Philistine heard that the children of Israel have gathered together at Mizpah, the lords of the Philistines went up against Israel. And when the children of Israel heard of it, they were afraid of the Philistine. Next verse. So the children of Israel said to Samuel, do not cease to cry out to the Lord our God for us. So which means they cannot cry. They needed a man who is covenanted with that God to cry on their behalf. So in the village where you came from, there is one witch doctor, one native doctor who represents the village to communicate to the village what the spirits are talking. Oh Jesus, somebody's not hearing me now. Here is a witch doctor. He sits in one place and he's telling you what the gods are saying, telling what the spirit are saying, making you to do things according to who the spirit. Now look at what they say here. Cry on our behalf. Don't you have mouth? We have mouth, but we are not covenanted with that God. He's you. So that God you are covenanted, cry to him. Let him answer us. Now verse 9. And Samuel took a suckling. He didn't cry. He took a suckling lamb and offered it as a whole burnt offering to the Lord. Then Samuel cried out to the Lord for Israel, and the Lord answered him. Now As Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, the Philistine did what? To battle against who? But what happened? The Lord what? Thundered. Because the Philistines were coming closer to somebody that is covenanted to God. And God said, this battle is my battle. You don't know that Samuel is covenanted with me, and now he has a sacrifice in his hand. By this sacrifice, draw near, let me show you. As they drew near, God thundered with a loud thunder upon the Philistine that day, and so confused them that they were overcome before Israel. One man, look at that, he did not use gun, he did not use anything. By giving a sacrifice to the God is covenanted with, God was fighting his enemies. Are you with me here? He didn't go to war, he was in the place of his covenant, and things began to happen. Now quickly, I will just say a few things now. How are these covenant entered? Quickly. God help me here quickly. I will be very fast. How were this covenant entered that we are suffering? Number one, the covenant was entered through the ignorance of our forefathers. They were ignorant of what they were doing. They had a challenge. They have an issue. They needed someone to solve their problem. The immediate problem. Possibly it was childlessness. They needed a child. They did not mind the consequences. Possibly they needed protection. Possibly they needed inheritance. They needed to occupy a certain land. And let's say for you to occupy that land, you need to go to certain gods and inquire power to take over the land. So there were many reasons why that was done. But number two, the covenant was entered through traditional marriages in Africa. Follow me here. Traditional what? Where? I have traveled to 22 countries, but the Western, and listen carefully. When a man loves a woman, they will tell her father. Sometimes they will not even tell the parents. They will go to court. There's a certain amount of money they will pay to the court. They do court wedding. Sometimes they will marry, they start living, even do wedding before they will send the father the pictures. And the father will just say, I bless you, your marriage continue. You cannot see them sitting and they were doing traditional marriage and dowry. Follow me carefully. In the place of traditional marriages, covenants are established because everything they require to bring to take a woman, they give it according to numbers. Follow me carefully here. They give it according to certain numbers, and that is why when you bring them, they will say they have to count to confirm that it's complete number. Oh, somebody's not hearing me now. So who is the one that gave the law? The request. Oh, Jesus, help me here. So in traditional marriage, look at the items that is required for introduction. The request: bring us goats, cows, certain animals, bring salt, bring oil, as though they are going to go and cook, bring honey. All those items, bring them for what? Who is the one that instituted that this item must be brought before a lady will marry? And then to now cement it and concrete it, they will ask you to bring a dry gin. When the dry gin, what do you call dry gin here? No. Whiskey. No, whiskey. Dry gin. Something that is whiskey. You call it whiskey. Something like spirit. You put in the bottle. That's where you bring it. Now look at me. Friends, when your father-in-law was blessing you and your wife. Hear his prayer. Listen to me. Hear his prayer. Some of them will take that drink, pour on the ground. To who? No, I'm asking you. To who? Do your God whom you are serving as a believer drink dry gin? They now pour it on the ground. Now look at the prayer. They now put their hand on you and say, the God of our ancestors bless this marriage. Who is the God of their ancestors? Not knowing that in marriage you are being covenanted, and your children are part of that ancestral covenant, because now they are invoking the God of their ancestors into a marriage that is about to lay a new foundation. Pour the dry gin. In some culture, they'll put the drink in the cup, give the woman, go and give your husband and bring him. Where we came from, she'll go and give, the man will drink it. What does that mean? You are covenanted, your lineage must be a drunkard. So you see small children at the younger age start drinking. No, it is not normal. It is because there is a covenant. Follow me carefully here. Are you with me here? So the covenant is now established. They now pray to the God of their ancestors. Who is the God of their ancestors? After they pray, they say, this is our son. This one now has become our son. Can I say this now? Do you know that when you want to marry a woman and you tell her father, or you want to marry a woman and you tell your father will not ask you, did you love him or did you love her? You know the question I ask you? Look at you. Where is she from? Where is he from? Daddy, but I just told her, I said, Leon, shut up. Tell me where he's from. Why do they want to know where from? Because they want to know whether their covenant is stronger than their own. Oh, Jesus, help me here. That's what they will ask you. They don't ask you whether you love him or that way you love her. No, they ask you questions. Where is from? Who is his father? Who is his mother? Who is her mother? Why are they trying to find out those things? They want to know whether the covenant that operates in their tribe or where they came from is stronger than our own. Solomon loved many women and they turned his heart against the Lord. Women took Solomon from God and make Solomon enter covenant with different gods. Follow me carefully here. Are you with me here? So now, in the place of these traditional marriages, the items that are requested for you to bring were things that were agreed by the gods of the ancestors. And they are keeping it. Some of you are seeing church now. Up to now in church now, you have daughters and you are already vowing, that man that will come for my daughter, I must bring 120 goat. I must bring you are. If now someone want to marry your daughter, you want exactly. The question is, are you born again? And why did they make such item such a way that they will release a spirit of immorality? Every young man wants to marry, but why are they not married? The bride price is too heavy. How many young men can afford 120 goat to take a wife? So if they can't afford, what do you think they should do? They can have a family without the bride price. So you discover we have single mothers a lot. Why? The brothers cannot hold themselves. So they have to start donating children in the state. Donating everywhere. Because they don't have 120 goats. When the children grow, they will find their father. If they don't find, at least I know I have a son there. I have one son in Nakuru. I have one son in Nairobi. I have one son in Edore. I have one son in Nyeri. So at least I'm a father. He's with the mother. Without the why? Because the bride price is hacked by the spirit of the ancestors, so that it will be impossible for young men to marry, but release them into immorality. So immorality is becoming on a high. Am I communicating here? Today it will break. I said today we break. Number 3, covenant entered through traditional burial. So when I went to Gasuma Sunday, I started talking what I wanted to talk. I say, realize in Africa we respect the dead more than the living. You're not hearing me now. We have regard for the dead more than the living. When a woman, her husband dies, immediately the man die. They will tell the woman, go and shave your hair. Shave your hair to who? She scrape her hair and they tell her, from now, this is the color of the clothes you will wear. Look at in our burial, we have specific clothes that a family must wear to bury their dead, and some requirement. These are all to enter a covenant with us, with the dead, so that even though the fathers have died, the dead is gone, but we are still covenanted with the dead. That is what Isaiah says, ye have made a covenant with the dead. Am I talking to somebody here? Number 4, covenant are being established through festivals, traditional festivals. What is the origin of those festivals? I've been to some traditional festivals. You see them, you know that this is a way to activate covenants. In the festival, they have specific kind of food they prepare. Local. Everybody must eat local. I must eat in a local dish. Don't look at me like that. If you bring cutlery there, they say, what do you think? No. This food, this is a festival. You have to know your culture. Know your culture. A culture that have culture you. Are you with me here? They prepare those meals and you are eating and enjoying. They now say you want to drink water. You can't drink in a glass. They bring water in the local calabash. In a festival, everything that I'm trying to tell you, no matter where you go, you are covenanted to this culture, to this village, to this community. You can't go far. Am I talking to somebody here? So in that festival, we have these things that I will mention quickly. Number 1, circumcision. So I say circumcision. Circumcision. Now let me ask you the question I've already asked before. All the men in this place here, including me, who circumcised you? Is he a doctor in the hospital? Or one native doctor who is a traditional, who is in charge in the village? The day we were born, they went to call him. We have a son. Then the man prepared, he came. He looked at the knives he brought. He opened his bag, that bag that looked like demon. Brought the knives, put down. And your father, they asked your mother to go and sit somewhere. Then your father hold you, open your legs, and the man brought those systems and start cutting. Ladies and gentlemen, after the cutting, what has happened to the men in Africa? Number 1, no man in Africa love a woman. They respect their wives because we are covenanted. Are you in there? So have you noticed, if a husband of a woman die, that woman will not marry, will not be near a man for years. True of us. If your wife die, in fact, while she's still in the mortuary, another take that position. Are you with me here? Is it normal? Even on the day that you are burying your wife, you are going holding another girl hand. As you are crying, she said, don't worry, I'm here for you. Hey, thank you. Who has done this to men in Africa? Covenant has made us, have tied us into what we are suffering today. Are you with me here? I am preparing you to know why we Africa are backward. Number B, in number 4, tribal marks. Tribal what? I don't know whether you have it here. A certain tribe, like where I came from, when you give birth to, there is a mark. They put mark on your face to give you anywhere you go in the world, when people from your tribe say, you are from my village. True of us. They don't need to do meeting from a village. Are you hearing me now? And number C, names. Someone say names. I ask you a question. What is your tribal name? When a missionary come, they knew the consequences of names. So they gave, when they are baptizing you, they give you an English name. Then they now give you a name like Matthew. If we go to your village, how many people know you in that village as Matthew? Sir, have you ever gone to the village and they call you, your English name is, your English name, do they know you in the village as Benson? When you reach the village, can anybody, including your mates and those in the village, can they call you Benson? What do they call you? They call you the local name. Tell you, they leave that English name. We are together. We are covenanted. So names. Now listen to me. Hear me and hear me. In Kenya, you don't need to know the tribe of a person. Call his name. You know where his tribe. True or false? If you meet a Luo man, he say Luo or Leo. Luo. When you just quickly, he pronounce his name. You know. You don't need to tell him, I know it's Luo. If you meet Kikuyu, once you just call, then you just call your name. They know where you are. The same goes in Nigeria. If he calls his name now, I don't need prayer. I will know where he comes from. If I call my name, when you mention my name, he knows where I'm coming from. He knows my place. Where? Because names were given by the ancestors to tie us to where we came from. Are you meet me here? That is why in the Bible, when God met with Abraham, he didn't call him Abraham, he called him Abraham. Sarah. Why was God changing their names? Because God knew that names has a way to be covenanted to an idol. So many of you here, the name you bear is covenanted to an idol. So when they call your name, as soon as you turn, the spirit of the covenant now know that is one of us. So names, the name you bear, the name you give to your children. That's why today I'm happy. Now today pastors are no longer giving those names anymore. Then number D, dedication. Look at me here. All of you sitting here, where did your father dedicated you to? When you were born, where were you dedicated to? Some of you were dedicated to in a river. Some of you were dedicated in a forest. Some of you, they made a dedication that today, you cannot listen to me. Whatever that is dedicated to the spirit is committed to keep that thing. When David dedicated the golden cups in the tabernacle, the Bible says that one day there was a king who rose up and decided that this is the time when I will conquer all kingdoms. He went to the Philistine. He conquered the Philistine. He took their golden cup, organized a party, sat them and drank from the cup. Nothing happened. He went to Samaria. They did the same. But the Bible said when he went to Judah and took the golden cup that was dedicated to Elohim, and as he was about to drink from the cup with his wives, then a hand came from nowhere and he shot on the handwriting on the wall, mene take it oprasi, because what you are taking is dedicated to another spirit. So whatever that is dedicated to a spirit, the spirit fight for it. The reason why many spirits are laying claim on you is because you are dedicated to them without you knowing. Are you with me here? That's why today when we give birth to children, say bring them, let's dedicate them to the altar here. You still are running away. But you are dedicated to one shrine. Some of you are not even dedicated. After that, your father just organized. They now brought one powder. We're giving people. They will collect, we're rubbing on their body like masquerade. Everybody. Why? Dedication has started. Spirit took over. Today, it will be broken. Number 5. Tribal forbiddings. Tribal forbiddings. You enter some tribe. There are some foods and some drinks that are forbidden by a tribe. That's why I ask you here, friends and brothers, does your tribe eat dog? No. Do you eat snail? No. You eat pork? Yes. Dog and pork, which one is dirty? Pork. Why would they say eat a pork and don't eat a dog, which is cleaner meat? They didn't tell you. But today you don't eat dog. I'm not saying you should go and eat dog, but I'm trying to tell you it is covenant. Are you with me here? So we have tribal forbidden that you don't joke with. I'm not telling somebody here. Then number B from 5. Are you with me here? Number B from 5. There are tribal marriage forbidden. Marriage what? Forbidden. Do you know that where I came from? No matter how you love a girl, if it's from a particular tribe, you can't marry from there. You marry from there, you marry trouble. Okay. Let me correct. Osu. You don't understand what we mean. You can't marry from a certain tribe. I don't know whether Kenyan here. That your family will tell you that tribe, we don't marry there. Ask them why. They tell you, say, keep quiet. Look for another woman. Don't you see women here? Why must he be there? They cannot tell you why. They are forbidden to marry tribe. Look at when you were saying your grandfather told you that nobody should marry a white woman. Why? He didn't explain to you. You're forbidden. Number 6. Sexual intercourse. Sexual what? Sexual what? Anytime you sleep with a lady, you are entered a covenant with that lady. Anytime you sleep with a man, you and that man in the covenant. Ladies and gentlemen, the fall of a Samson is not because the Holy Spirit lived him. The fall of a Samson was because of where he slept. Because a woman you sleep with, you are covenanted with her. And once you made a covenant with that woman, you can't have a secret to that woman. Are you me here? Samson sleep with a woman that he was taken to a barbing salon, yet he's not aware. High level of sexual intimacy covenant made him not to be aware that he was being shaved. And after he's shaved, the woman told him, the Philistine are here. He stood up and said, I will go out as other time. And he tried to move strength. He was not even aware that the head goes. Then he wished not that the spirit have departed. Covenant with another spirit took away the Holy Spirit from him. Are you with me here? So going, ladies, stop opening your legs. Even your phone has password. Would you put your password on your legs? Put password on your leg. What is a password? Put a ring here, then open it. Put a ring here. That is a password. When you put a ring here, you have the key. Access. No ring, lock. They have not put a ring. Your phone, you put password. Everything you have, there is password. You are leaving your house now. Did you put padlock? Did you lock it? You lock everything. But the one that you should lock, you don't use to lock it. You don't have a password. That somebody need to find the password to get the password to open. Your legs are open. Here. And you, brother, thank you for your donation. Your mate are giving cars, building houses, giving to orphanage. You are donating saliva. Every corner you see you press one girl at the wall, pressing her chest. Is it mango? Then you are looking for the one that is soft you will eat. Many have fallen because why? And ladies and gentlemen, most of them, it is beyond their understanding. They don't know what comes on them. They do it. Am I talking to somebody here? He says, I don't understand. You know me, as I am like this, when they touch me like this, my body start doing gigi. Don't give the room to touch you. Don't allow them touch you. Tell your neighbor, say, don't allow them touch you. If you know that they touch your body with doing gigi, don't allow them. Give space. distance. Your brothers want to marry you. What stop you to meet in the church? Sit in the church. Let him sit like this. Let him sit like that. How are you? Praise God. So when we marry, what is your plan? Discuss plan. When you finish, pray. Let him go. When you go, you go. Go your own direction. Don't go to his house to go and wash. To go and cook. He say, these days, brothers want to be sure what they want to take. Excuse me. So you are now the testy. There you go to restaurant, they have to give you toaster. Say to Fiakwa. Every sex is a covenant establishment. Many great men of God fell, close chapter, because of sex. One sex can close the entire destiny of a man. Is a covenant. Now, ladies and gentlemen, friend, can I tell you the truth? Even in marriage, if you marry a woman who is not good, who had different covenants, hey, you are in trouble. That's why when we come these days now, when you come to church, you want to marry. Before you say you want to marry, we will take each of you differently. You have to confess. I slept with Ngozi. I slept with Kechi. I slept with Chinasa. I slept with Sicilian. Confess all of them. We will break one after another. Don't come and stand before the Lord and say, I am here alone. You are not alone. Behind you are daughters. And you, that sister there. You come here, you now do makeup, cover veil as though nobody have opened the veil. Shut up. Now stand here, look innocent, but behind you we can see we can see different men spiritually who have covenanted with you. So when we are joining two people spiritually, we are not joining two. We are joining more than two. No wonder when the first child come, he does not look like the father, does not look like the mother. He just look. Am I preaching here? Sexual intercourse. Number 7. Drinking herbal mixture. Truth native doctors. Some of you are so common. When you have stomach, they tell you, this sickness cannot be cured with the medical don't. He said there's a native doctor that can put the medicine. Then you not travel. The native, they now put those herbs with terrible rings, cook it. And you are drinking it, not knowing you are being covenanted in that sickness. Every herbal place you want to go and drink, you collect it, come and drink. Herbal mixture. I'm talking somebody here. Number 9, blood. Using of blood. Using of blood for spiritual purposes. Using of blood for what? Spiritual purposes. Anything they tell you want to handle spiritual and blood is involved is covenant. Anything that are going to solve spiritual and the request for animal is a covenant. Some of you up till now sitting looking at me here. You just last week you gave money for goat. You donated money for that cow that they are going to slaughter tomorrow, Saturday. You in the church. You say, I didn't go and I don't want them to be angry. I just gave money. I'm not part of that thing. When they are called, when they are doing, they mention your name. That's why I say, bring your family name here. We'll pray. We'll break it. Can I hear an amen? Number 10. Through sacrifices. Every sacrifice brings a covenant. Every sacrifice do what? Bring a covenant. Stand on your feet. The rest will hear it through Kesha. Stand on your feet. Do you hear the things I've shown you? That's why some of you see you cannot afford to buy the book. At least I've given you some. Lift your hand. Please, I am begging you, nobody moves now. If you have your family prayer, come and drop it. I have one prayer to pray before you move. Please, don't move. Don't let Satan move you now. You have heard this thing. You must pray this particular prayer. You have heard it. Satan know now you have heard the secret.